Right, guys, in this video, we're going to be discussing the top three SMMA outreach methods of how you can get a client in the quickest way possible, and what outreach methods to not use, which ones we recommend.
Yeah, for 2023, really onwards, I'd say.
Yeah. So before we dive into any of these, it's super important to state that you have to match your outreach method to your niche. If you're using an outreach method on a platform where your niche just physically does not hang out, then you're just wasting your time. Like, you have to make sure they pair up. For example, if you're going after plumbers, which is a reasonable niche, like heating and electricians or whatever, like it's a niche that you could work with. If you're reaching out to them on LinkedIn, they're not on LinkedIn. They're not going on LinkedIn every single day to network with other business owners. They're just not. No. Whereas cold calling, perfect, because they're always on the phone. That's how they get a majority of their business, from their website, from Google. So that's step one. No matter what we say, don't just pick the top one. Make sure it matches to your niche. Find out where they hang out, and then do some reverse engineering. Find out, right, so that's the best outreach method. And also, different outreach methods are for different parts of your SMMA journey, but we'll cover that. We'll cover that here. Yeah. But do you want to kick it off, mate? Let's start with the bottom. Let's start with number 3.
Number 3, I would say, is Upwork.
Yeah.
So if you don't know what Upwork is, just go on upwork.com or whatever the fuck it is. I can't remember now. Upwork is a freelance platform where people post jobs that need doing. For example, I'm a kitchen fitter. I'm not, but let's say I am. And I need someone to run some ads on TikTok and Instagram for me. I don't know where to go for it. I can't be fucked to ring agencies up, blah, blah, blah. I just want someone to do the job for me, and I'm willing to pay them hourly or one-off fee or whatever. You can go on Upwork as a kitchen fitter like me. I can create an account and I can post the job out to say, hey, I run a kitchen fitting business. It's really successful. I'm looking to run some ads. I need some lead gen. My business turns over XYZ. Please apply. And you, like me, let's say you, Harry, you create an account as someone who is applying for jobs. It's very, very straightforward on Upwork. I don't need to go through it. Just type it into YouTube, how to create a Upwork account. You can then filter all the jobs you want to take on. You can just do lead gen. You can do whatever hourly rate you prefer, and you can apply for it. So you see my ad for kitchen fitters and you go, yep, hi, Tom, fully love your business. Would love to work with you. I do this, I do that. I've got results for people in like that and like this. And you apply. And then you get a notification to say that Tom wants to get on a call with you, or he might message you directly to say, hi, Tom, yeah, I liked your application. Let's talk. And that is how Upwork works.
Yeah, it's really nice for beginners and advanced people, but it's really nice to build your kind of portfolio, isn't it? Like, if you've not got testimonials, getting on Upwork and grabbing like a £400 a month job just to showcase your testimonials, get some work, play around with the ads manager in real time while you're being paid. It's a super nice way to build a really nice portfolio. Yeah,
but my few watch outs on that though is, if you are doing Upwork, only work with people in the UK. Well, I'm in the UK. I would only apply for jobs that are US and UK based clients, and I'd do that on my filter. I don't want to work with people in Europe or beyond. Maybe Australia, actually, or Canada. So let's chuck those in, or New Zealand. So they're the big 5: New Zealand, Australia, Canada, UK, and the US. I don't look at anyone else other than that. And they say where they are too. Yeah. If you put your hourly rate down, you want to put an hourly rate down of about $18 an hour. Don't worry about that. And because the next thing I'm going to say is, if you do get it, so say this guy, I'm a kitchen fitter and I do go with Harry, I would then be very quickly willing to build a little bit of rapport with me on a call, maybe get them on a call and say to them, look, I'd like to just take this now off Upwork, and my fee for your service is going to be $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $9,000. But can we just do it outside of Upwork? Otherwise, Upwork will take 20% of the fee, which is how they make money. But just don't make a song and dance about it. And I've never had an issue with it, and I've won plenty of jobs off Upwork. Just remove it from Upwork and do a deal separately.
Yeah, I think, and the reason why the top 3 are the top 3, are because you speak directly to the business owner. Like every single one that we do here, you're talking directly to the business owner, which is why we're not including things like Instagram DMs on here, because a lot of time you'll be messaging the business page that isn't owned or it isn't operated by the business owner.
Yeah. And the other thing about Upwork, very quickly, guys, is when you create an Upwork account, they give you 50 connects or tokens. Let's say they're tokens. Every time you apply for a job, you have to use up some of your tokens. So they give you 50 for free. And if I was to apply for the kitchen fitting job, it will say this will cost you 7 tokens to apply. They do that deliberately so to bring the number of applications down. So at least you've got a chance of winning, but it stops people just being able to apply for every fucking thing going. So then you run out of tokens. So my advice is do invest some money into buying more tokens. I think they are called connects, actually. So if you've got to put like 70 or 80 pounds in, just chuck 80 quid in on the connects and apply for 5 jobs a day. Just 5. And let me tell you something now, you will win a client in the first 4 weeks. It's just, and people are like, oh, it's a 90 quid for the connects. You'll win because the next person next to you isn't willing to do $90 for connects and can only apply for 1 job a day and have to wait for his fresh connects to come in from Upwork at the end of the month. You've just got friggin' 180 of them, and you're banging out jobs all the time. So you're increasing your probability of winning jobs over other people. So just do it. It's a really, really good investment to do. But that's Upwork. Really good platform to find SMMA clients. People don't talk about that much. No, we don't talk about Upwork much at all. But we cover it in our academy in great detail. But and we even show you in our academy like what to write and shit. But it's a good place to start. Yeah.
Cool. Perfect.
So coming in at number 2, Harry. What's number 2, mate?
Number 2 is LinkedIn, and more specifically, LinkedIn Sales Navigator. So there's LinkedIn, which is where you house your platform. And then there's LinkedIn Sales Navigator, which is their paid kind of marketing tool, which is around £70 a month. There is a free trial, and you can make new free trials if you just make a new account, which I wouldn't recommend because then you wouldn't have your primary account. Yeah. But essentially what Sales Navigator is you can filter the whole of LinkedIn for different niches, for different businesses of different sizes, connection degrees. So they have to be connected with a mutual friend of yours. You can do people that are most often on LinkedIn, so most likely to check your message. And then you can message those people and build lead lists from LinkedIn. Yeah. So going back to what I said at the beginning of this video of matching your niche to your outreach, this is only going to be suitable for certain niches. So online coaches, people that are in the cosmetic industry, so dentist owners, dermatologist practices, hair transplant surgeons, real estate agents, those type of people. And it's very easy to find out if your niche is suitable on LinkedIn because you just type it in and see how many search results come up. So yeah, if you're in one of those niches, 100% build your LinkedIn profile.
Yeah, and for e-commerce good too.
So, and we'll go on to that in a second. But in terms of LinkedIn Sales Navigators, you can type in, search, give me a lead list of dentists in London, hair transplant clinics in Leeds, and fill out all your criteria that build your perfect lead type. It'll bring up a lead list. And then one real kind of golden nugget here is click the tab that says that has been active on LinkedIn in the past 30 days. And then that will bring up a separate lead list. So your lead list might come to 10,000 people that fill out your criteria. You then go to people that have been active on LinkedIn in 30 days. That will take you down to like 800 to 1,500 people. And you only want to outreach your script, your message to those people because they're the people that are going to check your message. Otherwise, you're going to be messaging people and spending time building a message to someone that's not been on LinkedIn in a year. So message those people. Yeah. Which is super useful to find lead gen clients. In terms of to find e-commerce clients, LinkedIn is also one of the best places to outreach to them. Reason being, if you find a clothing brand on Instagram, where a lot of people will find their e-commerce brands, and you message that page, they're probably, if they've got a few employees and they're not just a solo, a one-man band, they're not going to be reading those DMs and they're just going to ignore them. Whereas if you go onto Instagram, find that same clothing brand, type in that business name on LinkedIn, not in LinkedIn Sales Navigator. You don't need LinkedIn Sales Navigator for this. If you go onto LinkedIn, type in that business name, find that business's page on LinkedIn. Same, you have a Facebook page, businesses have pages on LinkedIn. Go to employees, decision makers, and you'll be able to find the decision makers of that business. Go to that decision maker. It will say business owner of the clothing brand, connect with them, send them a note, and then do your outreach message to them. If you can't do that, and this is another big tip, which probably giving away too much information here, is typing that business name, if you're in the UK, to Companies House. Companies House is a government website where you can find information on businesses. Businesses in the UK. So you type in to Companies House that business name, and it will bring up the directors, the shareholders of that business. Copy and paste their name into LinkedIn, connect with them on LinkedIn.
There's also another version of that in the US, which we'll try and find out because we've got a lot of connections, but there's a version of that in the US, which is really strong too.
Yeah. So that's how you're going to find the business owners. And the whole point of LinkedIn is to take it from a business. You find a dentist online, or you find the dentist lead list on LinkedIn Sales Navigator, then you're reaching out to the business owner, because there's no point reaching out to the receptionist. There's no point reaching out to a random employee there, or just a general dentist, or whoever it is, or an employee at a clothing brand. You need to be sending the outreach to the decision maker, to the business owner. And then not only that, even if you don't send an outreach method through LinkedIn to get them on a meeting, that connection on LinkedIn holds so much weight when you do other outreach methods. So if you then go on to do cold calling, which we're going to touch on in a minute, and you lead the call with, "Hi, John, we just connected on LinkedIn," that holds so much weight, because not many people are going to be able to do that. And that's a great way in. Or you do a LinkedIn message, or you ring the receptionist of the practice and say, rather than saying, "Hi, can I speak to John? Hi, just connected with John on LinkedIn. He's not replying to the message. Can I chase up?" That builds familiar ground. Familiar ground with the receptionist to hopefully pass the message on. So it's super useful. And then not only that, if you're building your network in a particular niche, and then you start building content on that, to that niche on your LinkedIn page, you're pushing value to a particular niche, to a range of business owners in that niche. They're more than likely to, push inbound inquiries to you, because they see that you're an expert in the space.
Completely. LinkedIn is good. It's good certainly for certain niches. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
But again, like everything else, a lot of people do it a bit badly. So make sure you tailor your message. Make sure you make it look and stand out. Don't sell. Just talk.
Yeah. Be human. Which leads us on perfectly, mate, to number one.
Number one, top one coming in for 2023 of best outreach methods, SMMA, is cold calling. So if you want to accelerate your chances of winning clients, if you want to take it seriously and really get straight in the deep end and make money, you want to go cold calling. It is super effective. No one wants to get on the phone in 2023, particularly the younger gen, as we've talked about in many videos. So if you're willing to do it, you're willing to put everything you have on the line, willing to not even be worried about being hung up on, leave your ego at the door, leave your insecurities at the door, and just get on the fucking phone, put a list together of 200 people you're going to call, ring them. And I can tell you something now, it works. It's flawless. It works. It's guaranteed. I will guarantee it, that if you do the particular practices, obviously, that we teach and other people teach, it's not that we're not fucking inventors of all this shit. Go and find out how to do regular cold calls and how to handle a cold call. Go and do it. I guarantee you'll get an appointment. And then from that, you should be able to close them. But you can honestly, if I hit the phone tomorrow for 2 weeks, I think I would sign well over 10 to 15 clients.
100%. And it's so, yeah. And everything that we talk about in all of these videos is how to make yourself stand out, how you make your agency amongst tens and hundreds of thousands of other agencies stand out. And if you can get on the phone and articulate yourself in a perfect way, supply loads of value, not be the sleazy salespeople that everyone else is on emails, DMs, that people are just like, fuck, right now I'm actually listening. Because people don't listen to all that garbage that people send on emails, because it's just coming from the complete wrong angle. Whereas when you come up from a good angle with care for the client and speaking to them just like a human, which sounds so out of the ordinary now, but speaking to a potential client over the phone, human to human, it's just, the response is crazy.
You can accelerate basically what you're doing with people are saying, well, why is cold calling so good? Because you're speaking hopefully to the person who makes the decision, but it's a human, like you're saying, it's a human being speaking to another human being, which involves emotion and tone of voice and conviction. So when you can't do that on a DM on LinkedIn, and you can't do it on Upwork until you get the meeting from Upwork. So it's a chance to build some rapport. It's a chance to hear them, for them to realize that this is a proper person and they're saying some very interesting things. What you can say in a cold call, you could say 1,000 words in a cold call. You can't send 1,000-word DM. It's just not possible. People won't read it. But when you've got someone's attention on the phone and you're adding value on the phone, you get an instant return. You get an instant return. It's mind-blowing. I would actually categorically say you wouldn't need any other outreach method ever. Really,
not if you're good and you're willing to do it.
If you're good and you're willing to learn at it too, like, and actually grow. Fuck me, like, you honestly, we know a lad who is has just hit the phone, isn't he? And it's just an appointment after appointment after appointment after appointment. And we signed one of those clients. So at a fucking good fee too. So like, it is amazing. But coming in at number one is cold calling. If you're scared, get over it. If you're nervous, get over it. If you're worried about being hung up on or being told that you're get over it. You might have to edit that bit out.
Yeah, definitely.
Sorry, mate. You're gonna have to do a job on that one.
I'll just bleep it.
Just bleep it. But yeah, if you're worried about being abused on the phone, which I have been numerous times, like more times than I can count, then it's not for you. But you do, it does become water off a duck's back. You become strong and you become well drilled, if you know what I mean. You actually evolve and you become better and better. That actually, you don't get told these remarks about, don't call me again. I'm sick of these fucking phone calls of salespeople like you, blah, 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 blah. If you're constantly getting that, then there's a change that you need to make and you can get around it. There is a hack, definite hack to cold calling, which we teach. But the more you do it, better you'll get. And I tell you what, the feeling when you get an appointment is like no other. And the feeling when you sign that client at $1,500 a month is like no other. Yeah. Do that 10 times and you've got yourself some fucking money coming in.
You do indeed, mate. You do indeed.
That's why cold calling is the key to unlocking and starting an agency full pelt.
Yeah. Well, I think that's perfectly done, mate. Those are our top 3 outreach methods of 2023.
Love it.
Cool. Well, thank you guys. Hope you enjoyed that video. Make sure you subscribe, because like 75% of our listeners aren't subscribed. So yeah, make sure you subscribe, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Cool.
Perfect.